Thanks for standing still, wanker!
You call that an Aussie accent? I've heard better from a koala. And koalas sound like this.
When it comes to the foam flinging hobby, you just gotta kinda understand that not every single blaster is gonna be amazing. Not every blaster is gonna be the best in class when it comes to fire rate or distance or accuracy, capacity. Sometimes it's really run-of-the-mill, but if it sings to you, well, there's not much more you can do than hope it's somewhat good, and that happens to be the case with the BuzzBee Ultra-Tek Predator. And a lot of you are gonna be really happy because this is a bolt-action foam-flinging Nerf sniper rifle by BuzzBee. It's really fun, and a lot of you are really loving that sniper rifle fantasy, so, and I know that's kind of a taboo subject, but it is in fact a bolt-action rifle. Pull that back, throw a dart in there. It doesn't really have to be anything but just dropped in there, but when you close the bolt, it chambers it, and now it's ready to fire. And it fires reasonably well. Best part about this is that it's not going to break any banks whatsoever. This little blaster with the scope and the 4 included darts, which I didn't even really bother to take out of the package because I got a ton of them now, is $10 at your local Walmart or Kmart. That's it. That's reasonably cheap for what you're getting here. In fact, it's a really solid blaster all around. But what all is it going to be good for? After all, in the back of the box, we see another rifle in the form of the Buzzbee Snipe. Now, the Snipe is a massive clip-fed magazine-fed monstrosity. This is a single-shot bolt-action rifle, but it's still really cool. If this is what you want, go for it. The performance is not bad at all, and it's got a couple of neat little features. Starting in the back here, the buttstock opens up, and we've got dart storage. Pretty decent dart storage, which will help because, again, this is a single fire blaster. But you only need 1 dart to tag somebody, so you might be happy with that. And it fires, again, reasonably well. The scope on the top, it's pretty much a loose fit. It's not the best. It's also really cheap plastic. However, it looks awesome. It's got really nice crosshairs in it, only on one side of the lens, and unfortunately with mine it's kind of tilted to the side, but who really cares? And it will only fit this blaster. It does not fit a Nerf tactical rail or anything like that, not even a freaking Boomco rail. It just doesn't fit, unfortunately. If you wanted to, you could glue it, but whatever. Without the scope, it looks pretty goofy. I mean, there's no iron sights or anything on it, so basically keep the scope on there, although it does kind of mess with your reference when it comes to aiming. You might want to build some iron sights on this thing. Performance-wise, I ran it through the chronograph, and it's elite standard. Completely elite standard, hitting around an average of 72, which is a good thing. This will keep up with basically every Nerf blaster out of the box. In fact, it might perform better than many of them. It's very consistent as long as you have good darts. Now, if you have worse darts, the performance is going to drop dramatically, which is a little bit of a shame. It does not like well-chewed darts. In fact, the performance will drop something like 20 to 25 FPS if you use a worn dart, which is a shame. But again, all of this, 10 bucks, it's fun, there's really not too much else like it. I'm having a hard time complaining. It's a little small, but not unreasonably so. The grip is kind of annoying. It doesn't really fit my hand all that well, and that's a problem BuzzBee has had for a very long time, unfortunately. But it works if I kind of wrap my fingers around there and, you know, extend my pinky like a sir, or just wrap it down like that. It's comfortable. The stock is really short, but the scope is really far out, so it works. Works perfectly fine. The action is really fun. It's smooth, primes decently, the weight is just heavy enough. Chambering a dart is effortless with this thing, and again, it's a lot of fun, and you can do that reasonably quickly. If you wanted to use this in a stock war, you could do good with it. Is it possible to make it, you know, a magazine-fed, you know, blaster like you'd probably want it to be? Not really, because as you notice, there's no plunger tube or anything up here, and yet the action pulls back like that, and that's because the plunger tube is actually underneath the bolt, and it connects via a little hose. Or in this case, like a little rubber thing that pushes over the plunger tube and creates a seal. So modification potential is kind of minimal, unfortunately. You might be able to squeeze a little bit of stuff out of it. You might be able to, if you really wanted to, do a whole new brass breech system and everything. You can do it, but it's really not meant for it. It's never gonna be that crazy 120 FPS monster that you might want it to be. If you're looking for something like that, look for modifying a Sentinel. But when it comes to this thing, no. It's a fun little plinking Nerf gun. That's basically what it is. It's really good for shooting around the house. It's reasonably accurate. The performance is there. It's cheap. It's fun. It looks cool with a decent paint job and sanding off all this really stupid confetti optical camo stuff, which they're supposed to be changing to carbon fiber with the next launch. Well, you'd get a lot out of it, especially if you're looking for like one of those LARP weapons. But if you're looking for more than that, you're just not gonna get it with this thing. That's not to say it's not worth having, because it's a ton of fun, and if you wanted to use it in a stock war, you'd get some distance out of it, but other than that, no, not really. I mean, a fire strike is gonna hit the same distance as this thing. Now, the whole bolt action chambering thing has a little bit of a gap there, which is a little annoying, but the blaster does work perfectly fine with any kind of sticky dart, whistler, tagger, all sorts, which is really useful. My super major, really annoying complaint is this sticker on the buttstock. That belongs on the box and not on the side of the blaster as a sticker, BuzzBee. That is annoying, and of course trying to peel that off, it's gonna tear. I'm gonna have to get alcohol and work at it, and then I'm gonna have a big old shiny flat spot right there. You can't win them all, unfortunately. And I do have to give a shout out to the Nerfer from Black Mesa, because I went to my local Walmart, I looked for one of these things specifically, and they had the original Predator, which is shockingly similar to this, sitting on the shelf. Just one, and I've never seen a Predator at that Walmart before. Kind of annoying. Went about my, way, and got home that very same day, logged into the Fuzzy Walrus Discord chat, and lo and behold, the Nerfer from Black Mesa had one, and he was showing it off, and I was very, very jealous because I wanted one. This is one of the other blasters I wanted out of the entire BuzzBee 2016 line. This was one I was looking forward to. And he said it was a ton of fun. He really liked it, blah, blah, blah. And I was at wit's end because I couldn't find it. I looked on Amazon, Toys R Us, Target, stuff like that. I couldn't find them anywhere. So I asked him, hey, would you mind buying and sending me one and I'll pay for everything? Which he agreed to at first, but some issues arose and he could not fulfill that promise. However, he did find out something rather amazing. If you're looking for a blaster like this at your local Walmart, you might be checking out walmart.com, don't use their search bar. It is terrible. If you're looking for a product at Walmart, type in the product name Walmart into Google, you're gonna have a better time. That's how I found this, and I ordered it and everything like that, and it arrived in a couple of days, just fine. I went down to my local Walmart the same day this showed up, and it was on the shelf along with like 17 other ones. Annoying. Very annoying. But the BuzzBee Ultra-Tek Predator is a very fun blaster. For 10 bucks, I can't really recommend it enough if you're into the whole bolt action kind of thing. We kind of had this with the Rangemaster, or Orion as it used to be called, and again, they had other blasters like this in the form of like the Hawk or the Hunter or whatever the heck they're always calling them. It's just a fun little rifle. It's not anything amazing. Maybe somebody will prove me wrong and really turn this thing up to a 12. But until then, it's just gonna be kind of fun. That's what happens with these blasters. Every once in a while, they're just fun. You might have it in your car when you're going to a war. You might pull it out to have some, good old times, but that's all it's really ever going to be used for unless somebody figures out something I'm missing, because with that plunger, it's just not going to work for anything super crazy. What do you think about the BuzzBee Ultra-Tek Predator? Let me know down in the comment box below. And of course, if you like this kind of thing, go ahead and hit the like button. And if not, there is a dislike button for those charlatans out there that just don't like bolt action, right? I mean, seriously. I've only fired one like twice in my life, but it was the most satisfying thing in the world. That's one of the reasons why I wanted Mosin Nagant so badly. but it's still a lot of fun and I can highly recommend it. Again, if you're into this sort of thing and just want to spend $10. I'm Walcom S7, thank you very much for watching this video, and of course I hope to see you in an entirely different one.